Hello and welcome to another episode of Current Affairs MCQ. Let's begin with previous day question. Consider the following statements. The Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change implements the National Clean Air Program for nationwide air pollution control under the Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981. The NCAP aims to reduce PM10 and PM2.5 levels by 50% by 2024 using 2017 as the base year. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option D. The Central Pollution Control Board shall, in consonance with the Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981 and in particular with the provision of Section 16 Clause 2 Clause B of the Act, execute the nationwide program for the prevention, control and abatement of air pollution within the framework of the National Clean Air Program. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. The Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India launched NCAP in January 2019 as a long-term, time-bound, national-level strategy to tackle the air pollution problem across the country in a comprehensive manner. The NCAP aims to reduce PM10 and PM2.5 levels by 20-30% by 2024 using 2017 as the base year. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Let's begin with today's session. Consider the following statements regarding the system of appointment and transfer of judges in India. The first judges case 1981 established that the Chief Justice of India's recommendations on judicial appointments could be rejected for cognate reasons, thereby giving the executive primacy over the judiciary. The second judges case 1993 introduced the collegium system, stating that the consultation between the executive and the judiciary meant concurrence and made the SC collegium recommendations binding on the central government. The third judges case 1998 expanded the collegium to a 5-member body including the CJI and 4 senior-most judges and specified grounds for challenging a recommendation. Which of the above statements is or are correct? 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option D. First judges case 1981, it is also known as SP Gupta versus Union of India 1981. It stated that the CJI recommendations on judicial appointments and transfers can be rejected for cognate, strong and convincing reasons. The ruling gave the executive primacy over the judiciary in judicial appointments. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Second judges case 1993, Supreme Court in Supreme Court Advocates on Record Association versus Union of India 1993 introduced the collegium system, holding that consultation really meant concurrence. The ruling made the Supreme Court collegium recommendations binding on the central government and granted the judiciary the authority to appoint and transfer higher judiciary judges. Hence, statement 2 is correct. It also added that it was not the CJI individual opinion but an institutional opinion formed in consultation with the 2 senior-most judges in the Supreme Court. Third judges case. Supreme Court on the President's reference Article 143 expanded the collegium to a 5-member body comprising the CJI and 4 of his senior-most colleagues. It also outlined 2 limited grounds for challenging a recommendation: lack of effective consultation with relevant individuals or institutions, the candidate's ineligibility based on the qualifications specified in Article 217 High Court and Article 124 Supreme Court of the Constitution. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Next question. Consider the following statements about the PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana. The scheme aims to provide free electricity to 1 crore households with a limit of 300 units per month for those installing rooftop solar systems. The National Program Implementation Agency manages the scheme at the national level, while state implementation agencies oversees its execution at the state level. The subsidy structure includes a 40% subsidy for solar systems up to 2 kW capacity and a 60% subsidy for systems between 2 kW and 3 kW capacity. Model solar villages are to be developed in every district as demonstration projects to encourage rooftop solar adoption in rural areas. Which of the above statements is or are correct? 1 and 2 only, 1, 2 and 4 only, 2 and 3 only, 1, 3 and 4 only. The correct answer is option B, PM Surya Ghar Mufti Bijli Yojana. It is a central scheme to promote the adoption of solar rooftop systems by providing substantial financial subsidies and ensuring ease of installation. Its aim is to provide free electricity to 1 crore household in India who opt to install rooftop solar electricity units. It was managed by the National Program Implementation Agency in state level, managed by state implementation agencies which are the distribution, utilities or power energy departments of the respective states or union territories. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Subsidy structure. The scheme provides subsidies to reduce the cost of installing solar rooftop systems. The subsidy is capped at a maximum of 3 kW capacity, 60% subsidy for solar systems up to 2 kW capacity, 40% subsidy for systems between 2 kW to 3 kW capacity. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Additional features of the scheme. Model solar villages. A model solar village will be developed in each district to serve as a demonstration project and promote rooftop solar adoption in rural areas. Hence, statement 4 is correct. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Next question. Pioneer 11, Voyager 1 and Cassini spacecraft are major missions to which of the following? Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, Venus. The correct answer is option B, Saturn. Saturn is the sixth planet from the Sun and the second largest after Jupiter in the solar system. It has a ring system made up of ice and rock, which is the most complex among all planets. If led edge to edge, Saturn's ring system could stretch the distance between Earth and the Moon. As per NASA, Saturn has the highest number of moons, 146 in the solar system. Like Jupiter, Saturn is a gaseous planet primarily composed of hydrogen and helium. Missions to Saturn: Pioneer 11, Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 Cassini spacecraft. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Next question. Regarding gig workers, consider the following statements. The Code on Social Security 2020 recognizes gig workers as a separate category and envisages an extension of social security benefits to them. The Code on Wages 2019 applies to all sectors excluding gig work and lays the foundation for a national minimum wage. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option A. The Code on Social Security 2020 recognizes gig workers as a separate category and envisages an extension of social security benefits to them. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The Code on Wages 2019 applies to all sectors including gig work and lays the foundation for a national minimum wage. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Next question. Regarding the PM Swanidhi scheme, consider the following statements. Launched in 2020 as a central sector scheme, it provides collateral-free working capital loans to street vendors affected by the pandemic lockdowns. The scheme is available for beneficiaries belonging to only those states, union territories which have notified rules and scheme under the Street Vendors Act 2014. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option C. PM Swanidhi scheme launched in 2020 as a central sector scheme. It provides collateral-free working capital loans to street vendors affected by the pandemic lockdowns. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The scheme is available for beneficiaries belonging to only those states, union territories which have notified rules and schemes under Street Vendors Protection of Livelihood and Regulation of Street Vending Act 2014. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Next question. Regarding direct seeded rice, consider the following statements. DSR eliminates the need for flooding fields, cutting water usage by up to 40%. DSR significantly increases greenhouse gas emission, hindering global efforts to mitigate climate change. DSR can also improve soil nutrition and help avoid erosion. How many of the statements given above is or are not correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, none. The correct answer is option A, direct seeded rice. DSR eliminates the need for flooding fields, cutting water usage by up to 40%. Hence, statement 1 is correct. DSR also plays a critical role in reducing greenhouse gas emissions, contributing to global climate change mitigation efforts. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. DSR can also improve soil nutrition and help avoid erosion. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Next question. Consider the following statements. Statement 1. Deep tech refers to the category of startups that create an impact through scientific discovery and engineering, creating an enabling power for their users. Statement 2. The Anusandhan National Research Foundation with a dedicated 1 lakh crore corpus is investing heavily in research in various fields to ensure deep tech innovations align with national goals. Which one of the following is correct in respect to the above statement? Both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct and statement 2 is the correct explanation for statement 1. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct and statement 2 is not the correct explanation for statement 1. Statement 1 is correct but statement 2 is incorrect. Statement 1 is incorrect but statement 2 is correct. The correct answer is option B. Deep tech. Deep tech refers to the category of startups that create an impact through scientific discovery and engineering, creating an enabling power for their users. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The Anusandhan National Research Foundation with a dedicated 1 lakh crore corpus is investing heavily in research in various fields to ensure deep tech innovations align with national goals. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Hence, option B is correct because both statement 1 and statement 2 are correct and statement 2 is not the correct explanation for statement 1. Next question. Which organization releases Global E-Waste Monitor Report? World Economic Forum, UN, Human Rights Council, United Nations Institute for Training and Research, World Health Organization. The correct answer is option C. The United Nations Institute for Training and Research releases the Global E-Waste Monitor Report in collaboration with the International Telecommunication Union, the International Solid Waste Association, the United Nations University Sustainable Cycle Program. Hence, option C is correct. The report is a valuable resource for policymakers and industry, providing the most recent data, statistics, and policy and regulatory progress on global e-waste. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Next question, regarding Central Pollution Control Board, consider the following. It was constituted under the Environment Protection Act 1986. CPCB was constituted under the Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1981. CPCB is executing a nationwide program of ambient air quality monitoring known as National Air Quality Monitoring Program. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none. The correct answer is option A. The Central Pollution Control Board statutory organization was constituted in September 1974 under the Water Preservation and Control of Pollution Act 1974. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. The Central Pollution Control Board statutory organization was constituted in September 1974 under the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act 1974. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. It serves as a field formation and also provides technical services to the Ministry of Environment and Forest of the provisions of the Environment Protection Act 1986. National Air Quality Monitoring Program. Central Pollution Control Board is executing a nationwide program of ambient air quality monitoring known as National Air Quality Monitoring Program. The network consists of 308 operating stations covering 115 cities, towns in 25 states and 4 union territories of the country. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Next question. Consider the following religious subsects. Sthanakavasi, Murti Pujaka, Sthanviravada. How many of the above are associated with Jainism? Only one, only two, all three, none. Correct answer is option B. Jainism has two major ancient sub-traditions. Digambars subsect include Mula, Sangh, original community, and Terapanthi and Bispanthi. These three are modern communities. Shvetambars subsects include Sthanakavasi and Murti Pujaka. Four major schools developed so far under Buddhism are Hinayan Buddhism. Subsects include Sthaviravada, Charvastivada, Vibhajavada, and Samitya. Mahayana Buddhism subsects include Yogacara and Madhyamaka. Theravada Buddhism, Vajrayana Buddhism. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Now it's time for the practice question. Consider the following statements. The Pala Empire was founded by Gopala. King Bhoj rebuilt the Pratihar Empire and recovered Kannauj. Krishna III of the Rashtrakuta dynasty defeated the Chola king Parantaka I. Which of the following is correct as per chronological order? 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2. Send us the answer in the comment section. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe. And do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.